Hey everyone, I hope everybody is having a great day so far, and I hope everybody is being productive today and everybody is at peace, like within themselves. So, I wanted to start this off by mentioning Sir King and his outburst that he had on his live today, this morning, when I made a comment about him being overly sensitive. You are overly sensitive, and that's okay. Just own it. It's okay. You made an accusation stating that I work with Jason and you called me one of Jason's minions. It's very strange and your favorite word, weird, that you're calling me Jason's minion when you talk about Jason on every single one of your lives. I have yet to see a live that you have had so far that you have not mentioned Jason's name or New Mexico, like you like to call him, because you're so scared to say his name, or you have such a hate for him because he put your identity out there, which you are Kevin Height. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at least just be honest about it. Don't try to make it seem like I'm sitting here working with Jason. I don't even know Jason. Like, I know of him, but Jason is just like everybody on YouTube to me. Like, in the beef sector or the beef community, there's just other content creators that I know about. So for you to say that I'm working with him is a lie, and it's also false. I'm not sure where you get that proof from. You said something about he gave me a shout out. I have no control over another content creator's actions. Okay? That's idiotic if you think so. Oh, I'm behind the scenes and I'm telling Jason, oh, please shout me out. No, that was random. It was very haphazard. It had nothing to do with what any of my actions or me orchestrating anything behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. That was something he did. Just like Tracy decided to share my life. I'm not working with her either. So I'm not sure where you're getting that information. Everything I said about that live, when you tried to create a narrative of someone being a pedophile, you were wrong. I was in that live that day, and I'm going to stand on that. You always come with this fake proof that you really don't have, and you try to rile up crowds, and they sit there and believe you. That's on them. That's fine if that's what they want to do. But don't try to turn this around talking about, oh, I need to do research and everything I said wasn't true and this, that, and the third. You're lying like you usually do just to try to stir up a confrontation and, create people, having different thoughts about different people when it's really you that is stirring up the madness. Hey, if you want to be about drama, that's okay. Like I said before, own it. Be honest. Stand in what you are doing. But don't try to turn something around on me to be a liar. I don't have to lie on people. I'm not saying I never lie in life, but I don't have to make this up. I don't have time for that. What do I look like? You talk about this man every single live that you do. You're obsessed. You're Jason's minion. Okay? Because I never saw somebody that if I don't like somebody or I don't like what they're about, it's no way I'm going to be sitting there watching their content day after day, stalking their page, knowing all the details about them. It's no way I'm going to do that. You have such a great hate for this man that this is what you do. You are obsessed with everything that he does. Every move he makes, you know about it. Then you want to say that, oh, well, when I asked you, how did you know about what Jason is doing? You turned around and answered a question with a question. No, I want the answer from you. How do you know? The answer is because you watch him faithfully. Do I watch him? Yes, I do. Sometimes I do watch him because I don't have to lie about that. But you're watching him too. This same person that you're sitting here trying to um, make people think that you have that, oh, he's this, he's that, and y'all shouldn't go over there, don't support him. You're doing it. You're doing it. And then you'll try to turn around and say, oh, well, I'm doing it because I need to know what's going on. You don't need to know what's going on with him. What do you need to know that for? Wait to find out. And it's not about keeping your enemies closer. You're watching him because you're obsessed with you want him to have a downfall, and you can't wait until something bad happens to him because you're upset about what he has done to you. So now you're taking this is a personal vendetta for you. You with Jason, this is personal to you. And all you had to do is admit that. But you keep sitting here pretending, acting like it's no big deal. Don't try to flip the script and turn this around on me. This is all you. Okay? Whatever you had with that man, that's between you and him. Don't try to bring other people in this. Oh, I saw somebody in Jason's comments, just like you talking about Tracy D was in. I want to know why she was on his page and commenting to authenticate something. She was trying. Maybe she was asking him to do that because he had a live talking about how these people are making these fake bags and they have to work for little or no money, and it's illegal for them to do that. And maybe she wanted him to authenticate something that she had, like a bag or something like that. Did you ever think of that? It doesn't always have to be something huge. Everything doesn't have to be blown out of proportion, okay, and made to be something. Like, think outside of the box here. She has bags. He was speaking about the bags and the quality and the if they're genuine or not, and maybe that's what she wanted to know about. If he can authenticate some of her bags. It doesn't always have to be this huge, big deal. But that's what you like to do. You like to create these big monstrosities of these stories. Once again, because you have this vivid imagination that you have to play out into the beef sector. And these people are acting like you're this person, this cult leader, and they're believing everything you say. And that's fine, because that has nothing to do with me. I don't care. Your house of cards will fall one day. Okay? It's a time and place for everything. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. So when you get back to your full-time job, whenever you go back to it because of COVID, or when you decide that you're burned out, or when this house of cards falls, then I'll be waiting to look at that. I'll be waiting to see. Just like you're waiting to see Jason's downfall. Now, I wanted to speak about something else because I heard that people were bringing up the fact that 5A's daughter may be autistic or something like that, or on the spectrum. My youngest son was diagnosed with being on the spectrum, and he has high functioning autism. That's what they diagnosed him with. He's 9 years old. When he got tested and evaluated, he was in kindergarten or going to kindergarten. It was like the summer before kindergarten. And when they tested him, he ended up being on the 5th grade reading level and on the 3rd grade math level. Okay? I do many things with my children. I take them ever since they were young. I mean, months old, I was reading to them, speaking to them like adults, spending time with them, doing many things with them, implementing many things so that it can enrich their their development. It could help their process in life and just help them to be the greatest individuals they can be. We go many places. I take them to museums. I teach them about culture. I had them learning a different language so they can be bilingual. And this is not to brag, but before COVID hit, we were doing so many things often. Okay? I introduced my children to so many things. And I say all of this to say, because my youngest one, who was diagnosed with this, he wasn't talking. And my oldest, he was speaking at, I want to say, 9 or 10 months. He was counting to 20 by 11 months, I want to say, because this is how much I was always dealing, like I just would deal with him exclusively every day. And then when my youngest son came along, he wasn't speaking at the same age that my oldest one was, which I know everybody's different, but we found it weird, their father and I. So, I did see signs that, stood out at an early age, and I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, I'm like, well, why isn't he talking? But I ended up putting a lot of time into him, because when you have one kid, you can do that with one kid, but once you have two, it's harder. So I ended up focusing and putting a lot of more time into my youngest. And by the time I knew it, he was talking by at least, I want to say 13 months. Now, both of my children were reading fluently at the age of 3. And this is not to brag. I'm just saying that I just feel like, I know everybody is different, but I feel like when we as parents make continuous efforts to, work with our children at early ages before they even get to school, because we're our kids' first teachers, they will be much more successful. I don't know what other kids are going through on YouTube. Like I see some of these parents. I know Rita, her son is on the spectrum. I know Raw B Privilege said something about her son being on the spectrum, and then they're saying something about they think Leah is. Sometimes it's not always the spectrum. Sometimes it's just our environment and how we nurture our kids, nature versus nurture. And it's just about how much time we spend with them. And everything doesn't have to be like a, diagnosis or something like that. But I just wanted to mention that every child is different. And sometimes it is our environment and what we expose our kids to. So I want everybody to have a great day today. Be positive and proactive. And that's all. Until next time.